Alright, time for another workout video. And today's video is going to be about the elbows. Now, as you may or may not know, there are actually 8 different elbows in Wing Chun. And I'm going to go through a drill that my Sifu taught me and all of his students. And that's going to show all 8 elbows. I'll go over it again a second time. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth as to what you're developing and how you're learning the body control of each elbow. And I'll just do like a simple drill you can do just to practice a simple flow of elbows. So, elbow number 1 is going to be vertical elbow. Elbow 2, I'm going to go straight down. Elbow 3, I call a big circle. It's going to follow the crest of your ear and come down. Number 4 is an inside circle. Number 5, outside elbow. Number 6 is horizontal elbow. Number 7, I call it the V elbow because it goes down and up. And number 8, pulls back. So let's go through that again. And we'll go a little bit more in depth of what you're trying to do with each elbow. And remember, in Wing Chun, it's not just that you're moving the elbow to do an elbow strike. Remember, every elbow, and like anything else in Wing Chun, has 4 potential functions to it. You can use it as a strike, you can use it as a block, you can use it as a takedown, or you can use it as a joint lock motion. That's up to your creativity and the flow of the motion and the situation that will dictate how you want to use and can use each of those elbows to any of those 4 functions. So let's just talk about the strike for a moment. Anytime you do any type of elbow strike, you always want to use the knuckle of the elbow. I don't want to use the inside of the elbow here. I don't want to use the outside aspect of my elbow joint here. I always want to use the knuckle of the elbow because remember, your elbow is not like a floating joint like your knee is. The elbow is actually attached in the distal part of the ulna bone. That's right here. That's the underside. You've got 2 bones in your forearm. It's the underside bone right here. So anytime you use it for a strike, you want to be sure to use that knuckle of the elbow. Have you ever hit your funny bone? Because you've got a nerve that runs just inside of that, and that's what you're hitting when you hit your funny bone. So when you do that number 1 elbow, the vertical elbow, you want to be sure that 1, everything I do, I want to try to maintain in the sleeve of this triangle here. Everything we do in Wing Chun, like I said, with our arms, I always want to try to maintain this triangle. Now, as the triangle shrinks, it becomes circular, and it shrinks even more, it becomes rectangular. So, hence why when I do that horizontal elbow, I can turn, and now my arms are in this position. So you understand how the arms can flex and change shape depending on the situation as well. So, number 1 elbow, what I call the vertical elbow. When I do this first elbow, I want to be sure that my motion's not just randomly going upward when I do that. Again, I always need to have focus at the target. The target is going to be this, what I call the internal triangle, where my middle fingers meet. That's my target. So when I do that first elbow, and now it's right in front of me, this elbow goes forward towards that target. I don't want it to go up, because that doesn't do anything for me. I always want to go forward to the target. That's one of the umbrellas in which we use with Wing Chun, going forward to the target. So my shoulder joint moves, my elbow is going to go forward to that target. Keep the hand relaxed. I don't need to make a tight fist when I do this. You can just make a gentle fist, just like you're holding a pen, pencil, or something like that in your hand. I don't want to cause it so much where it breaks. Focus on the elbow. The shoulder is rotating. I feel the rotation in the shoulder. I go forward toward the target. Now, number 2 is going to go straight down. I go from here, and again, I don't want to let it swing backwards rapidly, but now my target's going to go down. My elbow goes straight down on that. Number 3 is what I call a big circle. So from here, now my elbow's going to circle around, and I can generate the momentum and power and control, and I circle forward to that. Again, like I said, following the crest of my ear, and I go forward to the target from here. Now, when you do this, you want to make sure that 1, your wrist's on the center line here, and it's relaxed. I don't want to force my elbow in here, because if I force my elbow to be in my center line right here, my shoulder's way too freaking tight. I don't want to create any excess tension in my own body when I do that. I am now fighting the force of my own body. If I'm fighting my own body, you're damn right, I'm going to be fighting the force of whatever is being put onto my body. So I always want to find that that balance of tension where it's not too tight, not too loose, a natural tautness. And that's what you'll learn to feel by keeping your elbow in this position. Again, I form a triangle coming out. Here's my triangle. You'll notice here too, this is slightly angled down because that's how it naturally rests. I don't want to be here where this is totally flat because it's actually too loose. So again, I let it naturally turn where it's taut. Not too tight, not too loose. The number 4 elbow is going to swing inside, kind of like a half circle-ish motion inside. Number 5 elbow is outside. Now you notice here, one easy way to remember this number 5 elbow, so I don't swing too far, so again, I can always have my body behind that motion, is when I'm here, my middle knuckle should be on the center line, right here. That's an easy way to remember where you have the proper balance of body support when you do this. So I don't want to swing so far out. I don't come this way to do that elbow. Because now that arm is on its own with minimal body support. And I never want to have minimal body support. I want to always find the point where I have maximal body support. So that's number 5. Number 7 is going to be the horizontal elbow going across. So from here, I bring my arm in. Here's that rectangular motion I talked about. And I can swing across. And there's my horizontal elbow. That number 7 elbow is what I call a V-shaped elbow. So I go down and up. But notice when I do this, my arm is not going on its own and out here, or out away from my body. Even when I turn, my elbow, if I'm here in front, you can see my arm is just going down and up. But my body is supporting that motion the whole time as I'm going down and up. Everything you do, you want to develop to the point where the body's supporting the arm. Now, I won't lie, that's intermediate to advanced level stuff. So you have to work your way up to that. But I've never been a big believer of hiding information. To me, that's always been BS. Oh, you can't learn the sword form until you've done 10 years in the art or some BS like that, whatever. So I always like to tell people, the detail of the information, but truth be told, it takes time to get to the level where you really can digest and understand that information and ultimately do it. But it's there for you to use. So that's the number 7, V-shape. And number 8 is I pull straight back. Now, when you do all these elbows, it's also good to know where they're derived from the forearms. Now, this is the part I'm not going to tell you about because I want you to try to figure it out for yourself. Not because I'm trying to be some a-hole and not tell you deliberately. But I want you to actually try to do a little research and be creative with your own study and practice of Wing Chun and see if you can find out where all 8 elbows come from, all 3 empty hand forms. Slim Tao, Chun Kyu, Bu Ji. All the 8 elbows are there. You just have to find them on your own. So, good luck and happy hunting with that. So now I'm going to do just a quick little drill that you can do just to flow a few elbows. And then, but you can be creative with it on your own. So it's really easy. The number 1, first drill, is going to be, I do elbow straight up, vertical elbow. Number 3, big circle elbow. And number 4, you're going to do, or number 3, you're going to do a horizontal elbow. Now from here, my right hand circles back to the front. Now I can repeat on the other side. Do the vertical elbow, big circle elbow, horizontal elbow. Good. Now from here, circle back to the front. And I can repeat that going back and forth. 1, 2, 3, back. 1, 2, 3, back. And that's just a simple drill that you can do just to get the elbows flowing from side to side. Remember, everything you do, I always want to be able to have a balanced drill, so I practice both sides. And remember, when you're practicing the drills and doing the elbows, I never want to try to just to do, the elbows consecutively, always the same side. I do it within that drill that I showed you earlier, because that's just a simple pattern so you can develop the elbows on their own. But then you want to take it to the next level of now my body's involved, and now I'm going to be focused by staying within the triangle. Remember, that's that drill that I showed you, that's just the ABCs. Now you want to take it to the next level and do some sentence building with that. And that's where the drill I just showed you comes in. And when you do that level, just simple sentence building type structure, that's where you want to take into a rule now of I always want to go flow from one side to the other, meaning I never want to just elbow here, and just keep doing one side, moving back and forth. Remember, in reality, anytime you do something, I'm never going to hit somebody, two, 3, 4 hits with the same punch. I always am going to be switching side to side, side to side. Same thing with elbows, 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 elbows. Always going from side to side. So, hope that helps. Good luck.